Good evening. This Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 meeting of the Richmond Advisory Board is called to order. Would you please call the roll?
Len Clark,
Here.
Michael Devine, Dakota Collins,
Here.
Joe Price,
Here.
Bruce Whistle,
Here.
Gary Turner, Rob Tidrow,
Here.
Justin Scheiben, Brenda Reich,
Here.
Ken Paust.
Here.
Okay, we do have 7 present, and we are able to have able to conduct business tonight. You will have, or you should have received in your packets, the minutes for the June 25th meeting. Do we have any corrections or additions to those minutes?
Move for approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of June 25th meeting as received. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You will see proof of publication on your agenda. It was not necessary to do that since we have no issues to vote on tonight. No, there's not any old business. Under new business, we have 2 miscellaneous items. The first one is the introduction and public presentation of the comprehensive plan refresh by HWC Engineering. Please come to the podium, and we need an address. You can give your business address.
Ooh, our address.
And
All
your
right.
name, please.
My name's Rachel Christensen, and I'll give you HWC's address, which this is a good one to try to pull out of my memory, but it's 135 North Pennsylvania Street in Indianapolis. So thank you so much for having us tonight. Like I said, my name's Rachel Christensen. I'm the planning studio lead at HWC Engineering. We have engineering in our name, but we also have a full planning department within the company. And we've got some very great staff that we bring to the table for this. And we were really excited to be selected to work with the City of Richmond on your comprehensive plan refresh. So this was not a full update, a full, brand new plan. This was working off of your most current plan, just looking at, what areas have we, checked off some of those boxes and what areas do we need to put some new goals and action items together. And so that's kind of the framework of this. So what we'll be doing tonight is doing just an overall comprehensive plan overview. Why do we do a comprehensive plan? Why is this important for communities? We'll talk about our particular planning process that we went through with the City of Richmond to get where we are tonight. We'll give you a community engagement overview because part of doing some good planning is making sure that we hear what the public has to say and incorporating that into the recommendations. And then we'll give you just an overall plan summary. We do have a plan that is available for the public to review. We've sent it over to the city, and I don't know if it's posted anywhere quite yet, but if not, I would assume it's available somewhere for the community to review, and maybe Dustin can give an update on that later. We've had quite a project team that has worked on this with you. So Jennifer is here with me tonight. She has been working on this too and is going to give some more of this presentation. Reese Wimmer is also a planner that's with us who was part of our steering committee meetings. And then Brian Sheehan is on our business development team. He acts as a great community liaison between the city and HWC. So he has been around for the entirety of the project as well. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Jen, and she's going to kind of walk you through the rest of the parts and pieces, and then we'll have a time where we can answer any questions about the plan at the end. So thank you.
Thank you all for having us. Again, Jennifer Barclay, same address, 135 Pennsylvania in Indianapolis. So comprehensive plan, I'm sure you guys are all very familiar with that since it's a guiding document for the Plan Commission. But for everyone's knowledge, it is a long-range planning guide. It's used by leaders, different organizations to help with decision making. It does have legal requirements, 3 things in Indiana code, objectives about future development, policies for land use, and policy for development of public ways, public land, and public utilities. So that's what it has to have. The plan purpose is really to look at the community's current conditions, set clear vision and goals, and then identify actionable items from those. And as Rachel was saying, this is an update, so we took a lot from your previous plan And you'll see that throughout the document itself, where we just refreshed different items, but also maybe took another pass at some different things you completed. So your last plan was done in 2019. It is recommended that we look at it every 5 to 10 years, so you guys are right on point. Many of those goals were accomplished, some not as relevant as they were in 2019, so we took a look at those too. So the plan outline is much the same as the original. You have an introduction that talks about the approach, the main plan elements, your process, the public engagement timeline. The next chapter is laying that foundation, which is the key challenges. Those stayed the same, and an introduction to the goals. The next chapter is establishing that framework. This is where we spent a lot of time. A slight update to the vision, framework, the goals, there were a few changes there. Objectives, policies, and programs, we reworked quite a bit. We updated the future land use map. And priority recommendations, the critical path strategies are all new. For the process, this is our timeline. We're here in September in the introduction, but we started in May. We've been working with a great steering committee who's really been guiding, some of you are on that, guiding the process, giving us input along the way. We also had a public workshop and stakeholder workshops as well. So some of the things we heard at that community engagement, one of my favorite quotes was at the stakeholder meeting, someone said, Richmond is a well-resourced community. And that truly, when you look at overall the surrounding area, that is very much what Richmond is to the surrounding area. People love living here. Richmond is worth celebrating is really what we heard quite a bit. So we definitely appreciate the people that participated in the public workshops and the stakeholder meetings. Again, 4 steering committee meetings. We'll have 3 presentations with Plan Commission and your Common Council. 23 stakeholders were invited and 13 people participated in that public workshop. So a summary of the plan. So what changed since the last plan? Your vision statement was slightly updated. A few of the goal statements changed. The future land use map, and as I said, the critical path strategies are new. The regulatory framework and the key challenges stayed the same. So this is your slightly updated vision statement. The city of Richmond is revitalizing, becoming a vibrant community where there are opportunities for education, entertainment, and employment. Richmond's growing quality of life stems from its diverse people, supportive environment, welcoming neighborhoods, and cultural amenities. The regulatory framework, you may notice or recognize this. It's the Grow, Connect, Protect, and Celebrate Richmond. That's carried over from that previous plan, and we organized this document in the same manner. Your goal statements, those are really your outcome-driven statements. So we retired 2 of those, your community identity, since that's in process and almost done, and the economic and workforce development, those specific goals tied to that had also been accomplished. 2 new goals, economic development and quality of life, were introduced and replaced those. So here's your overall, you'll see the goals organized in that Grow, Connect, Protect, and Celebrate, and all those different goal statements within the document. And then, as I said, the critical path strategies are the brand new portion. This really focuses on maintenance is like the first one, targeting a grocer in areas where maybe you don't have grocery stores to service community or service residents that might need to walk or take public transportation to get groceries. A youth and leadership, or a youth and adult leadership program. I believe there's some programs going on, but really working to bolster those. Continue reviewing the city's UDO. I know Dustin's done some work there, but that's a continual process, and streamlining permitting as well. Continue that marketing campaign to elevate Richmond's public image, not only within its own community, but to the greater region as well. Establish strategic meetings with city leadership, advisory boards within the city, the county, and then the greater region as well. Have those leaders keep meeting with each other. And then strengthen the transportation network to better serve your community. The future land use map was updated. A few things on here I'll point out. Along Fifth Street, we did have that urban mixed use area. To the south west, you'll see more like traditional residential and commercial along 40. To the southeast, you'll also see some more planned residential areas. And to the north, some of the industrial area expanding. I'm sure you guys are well aware that land use is not the same as zoning, but for everyone, your future land use is a policy guide, is not zoning regulation. So this is for you guys when a rezone request comes in, to see what the future land use map says about that. It doesn't necessarily require that if this says it has to be commercial, that's what you approve. This is a guide to help in that decision making. And with that, I will take any questions you may have for Rachel or myself or Dustin.
Have any questions for Ms. Christensen or Mrs. Barclay at this point? I would like to ask you to go back a slide, if you would, to future land use. You were highlighting some of the changes that were made there, and there is a color coding chart at the right, but a lot of these guys are my age and they can't read that either. Would you point out the changes that you highlighted and what colors those are on the map so we can see what you're
Sure.
projecting?
The urban mix is that pink color. It's along Fifth Street. So just of your guys' left of like the river, you'll see there. Along to the left, going down 40, you'll see a bit more, I would call it looks a little orange on the screen, and then red along 40, going west out of town or to your left.
What is the orange?
It's traditional neighborhood.
Okay.
The opposite direction of the map then, also along 40 and to the south there, you'll see a much bigger area of that traditional neighborhood, that orange color, than what was previously on the map. And then to the north and west, so your left again, a bigger industrial area, which is the purple color.
Are there other questions?
Lynn's got a question.
The critical things that need to be done, the critical path strategies, who's responsible for doing those?
We do have some responsible parties, more potential partners. That's further, it's listed in more detail in the actual report. We don't show it on the screen here. A lot of those are different organizations the city could partner with, different departments within the city. All of these are collaborative. No one entity is going to take these on.
But they're all identified.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Over the next month or so, if you can take a look at that document, if there's any other changes that the Plan Commission would like to see, if we get any feedback from the public that maybe something's off or we need to reword something or it's not quite hitting what the city would like to see, give us that feedback because we can still make edits and changes before we put that adoption draft together for the Plan Commission to consider and for your Common Council to consider. So that's really what we would need you to do within the next month or so is, spend a little time with that. It might be some nightly reading before you go to bed. I don't know. And, if there's anything that you see that you're like, oh, this is a little off, we can blame Dakota, first of all.
I'll take it.
We can certainly make changes to it at this point. We can do so.
Thank you.
Justin, are you going to send this to us? How many pages is the actual report?
We'll send it to you. I want to say, is it 80 or 90? 78.
Can you make copies?
I'll make copies for you.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Christian.
Mr. Chairman, there is a large commercial area north of 70 on the west side. I understand the commercial nature of the 70 corridor servicing the interstate. What is the purpose of the commercial designation for the large area north of that?
Well, I think, if I'm free to answer that, for some time, we've had a lot of the commercial residents on the highway there on 40.
Uh-huh.
That's where businesses want to be, where the traffic is located.
Uh-huh.
And so in my mind, that's more of a continuation of the thinking that we've had in the past.
Is that currently agricultural land?
Well, you got some mixed use out there. We've got, there is commercial use out there.
It is. So are you talking about the red that's adjacent to
the orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little more reflective of how it's currently developed. So the Love's travel stop is located within that area, and then the Speedway project that is forthcoming is across the street. So that area is already kind of becoming commercial. Our current future land use map indicates that it's agricultural. So this is kind of, it just adapts to the way this has developed over the last couple decades.
Sorry, was your question along 40 or along 70?
It just seems like a lot of land there. And not related directly to the interstate.
Well, I think you could argue, though, that you have the infrastructure there, the traffic pattern and the roads. We've invested quite a bit in the roads to go through there.
Big part of that land also is where the industrial park is too. If you go further over in there, there's 600 acres or more out there's the industrial park,
Oh, okay.
which is all in that area that you're talking about.
Would you speak into the microphone, Kenny?
No. Well, I was saying there's over 600 acres, I think, in the industrial park that would take up quite a bit of that lavender area that you're talking about.
Other discussion? Okay, and Dustin will send that, I assume, electronically or by paper to those that
Hard
request
copy
it?
here.
Okay.
I can do both. Anyone who wants a hard copy, we can make sure you get your copy.
Okay. Okay, and we'll move on to the next item. Request to reschedule the October meeting from it would be the fourth Wednesday to the fifth Wednesday of the month. And I believe that has to do with vacation time and spring break.
Fall break.
Or fall break involved there. So I thought we probably ought to put that request on the agenda and actually have a vote on it. But I might also bring up, did we do at the beginning of the year a request for the November and December meetings? Because we usually move those because of the holidays involved.
I know that the notices that we sent out to the media have the meetings on the third Wednesday in both November and December. I can't remember offhand if the commission actually voted on that, though.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can go ahead and duplicate that and make one big, beautiful bill out of this. But any discussions or any problems with that?
Mr. Chairman, I move to move the October 22nd meeting to October 29th at 5:30 PM.
I'll second.
Well, do you want to include the November and December meetings to the third Wednesday?
November would be the 19th, would be the 3rd.
Ooh,
And December 3rd would be the 17th.
okay.
So move.
Second.
Okay. And do we have a second for that motion?
I second.
We have a motion and a second to reschedule the October meeting from October 22nd to October 29th, the November meeting from the 4th to the third Wednesday of the month, and the December meeting from the 4th to the third December of the month. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The deadline for the October meeting, wait a minute, September, yeah. Do we have anything scheduled for next month?
At the moment, we don't, but now that we've pushed it forward a week, we now have an additional week before the deadline, so there could still be something.
Anything else to come before the commission? If not, the chair will accept a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn? Second.
We have a motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.